Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cashback. Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of season 7 here in the career mode RTG. This is a make or break season for us at Cambridge United. Season 1 in the Premier League, which was season 5 of the save. We had a great first year at this level, finishing 8th. Really pleased with how that went. Season 2 in the Premier League, we expected big things. We did not deliver. High ambitions, low results, underachieving. This year, we must do better. We slightly improved on our previous season in the Premier League by scoring a couple more points, conceding a little less, scoring a little more, but actually finishing one place lower. This year, we simply have to qualify for Europe. Whether that be via a cup or via the league, we have to qualify for European football next season. How to do that, he says as he punches his bottle of water over. How do we do that? The question is, how ruthless do we get in this transfer window? I have at my disposal currently £42 million. It's the biggest budget we've had so far, but it's still not massive. Therefore, player sales are in the offing. I currently have transfer listed. Watmore, £8 million valuation. Harrison, £7 million valuation. Isaac Morris, £15 million valuation. Bauman at 9.5 and Gray at 1.2. A couple of other players, youngsters on the loan list that I'm looking to move out to free up a little bit more wage-wise. But there are a couple of massive positional changes that we might look to make in this window. As you know, Gerzic has taken over as number 1 ahead of Sabi, but neither of them really scored the goals we needed last season. So, one of them has to go. Who that is up to you. My personal leaning is to sell Gerzic because he's higher rated, valued a lot more, and Sabi is still effective whilst not being valued that highly. Plus, the only reason we're in the Premier League is because of Emmanuel Sabi. Yes, loyalty might need to go out the window with some players in this transfer window, but I think Emmanuel Sabi has earned his place in Cambridge United folklore. I think Gerzic is the player that I would look to sell, personally, to try and raise the funds to bring in a marquee striker this window. We're looking to sell Isaac Morris from right mid. That would raise some funds. I need to sell, or I would like to sell, either Dennis Adebola or Uno to raise funds to sign a new starting right-sided midfielder. Ziegler to drop to the bench. And a new starting right-sided midfielder to join the squad. That's what I would like. Similar to the impact that Ademola Lookman had last season, I'd like to do the same on the right-hand side. Ziegler's been decent, but he's not been good enough. And the only way to get good enough is to buy someone that's better on the right-hand side of my midfield. To do that, I'm selling Morris, and I'm looking to sell either Dennis Adebola or Uno. The decision is up to you. Gerzic or Sabi to leave. Uno or Adebola to leave. There will be, in the top right hand corner of the screen, a little eye symbol. Vote for the striker you would like to leave and vote for the winger you would like to leave. The highest vote of the 2 players in each position will be sold in the next episode. Will 100% be sold in the next episode, providing that people want to sign them. Adebola or Uno, who leaves? Gerzic or Sabi, who leaves? To give you a bit of context, Sabi is valued at £8.5 million. Gerzic is valued at £23.5 million. To give you a bit of financial information to go on. Uno is valued at £19 million. Adebola is valued at £19.5 million. There is not much in that one at all. What I can do is, again, just to give you the full extent of the information available, do a comparison between their stats. You'll see them on the screen now. Obviously, we know that Sabi scores us a lot of goals. Now, technically, it looks like Gerzic is better, but he hasn't followed up with the goals that you would expect to come from that. Slightly taller, weighing a lot more, but technically, or crucially, not scoring a lot more. I personally would like to see Gerzic go and a big marquee striker come in. It's up to you. Oh, I just accidentally took him out of the squad. Right, comparison between Uno and Dennis Adebola. Uno is quicker. He's stronger. He's got better stamina. He's just as agile and has better balance and jumping and reactions. Technically, Uno's better ball control, but Adebola better crossing, better dribbling, much better finishing, better long shots, better short passing. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Ademola Lookman will obviously continue to be the starting left-sided midfielder, but one of these two will leave and the other will be my backup to Ademola Lookman. But which of them leaves is up to you, and I could not call that one. Uno has been with us longer. Uno, however, has been a player we've contemplated selling previously. Dennis Adebola came into the picture more recently and has done okay when called upon. But the decision is yours. I have a number of players I'm going to look to sell on. I have a number of players I'm going to look to loan out as well. But in the pre-season tournament, I have up to £7.5 million extra I can raise. And it's certainly a pre-season tournament we could win. With regards to what the board want from me this season, youth development-wise, they want me to make a profit of £2.6 million over the course of 2 seasons from youth player sales. That is quite easy. One crucial first-team player assigned to a forward position. I'm going to be signing a striker this window, so that's certainly going to get done. Long-term, still increase the season tickets by 10%. We weren't able to do that last year. We'll try and do it this year. Financial, nothing. Continental, nothing. Domestically, this time they want a UEFA League spot. They want a UEFA Europa League spot. So we are now going to certainly have to perform in the league to keep our job. And they still want a quarter-final in the FA Cup. So we're going to need to perform in the Cup too. I have no idea how this is going to go. Transfer budget increase of 128 grand. Thank you very much. Elliot Lee. A big offer for Elliot Lee of £35.5 million. Elliot Lee currently not a starting player, and when called upon was not as good as Oscar Hill. I do have Turner. I do have Baker. I do have Bauman, who I'm going to sell actually, but I do have Baker and Turner. Elliot Lee. I would certainly consider selling him, but I shall try and maximise the potential profit we can make from this deal. I would like upwards of 50 for him. I would very much like upwards of 50. If they're coming in at almost 10 million more than his valuation, they can certainly pay a hell of a lot more. Now negotiate from there, don't just walk away. Well, that really wasn't as much as I was hoping for as a counter bid, to be completely honest. Will you rise at all, or are you just going to walk away? Okay. Now, you'll have to let me know in the comment section as well about Elliot Lee, because I think we could improve in centre mid. I think we can improve an offer from Mancini. That I'm going to reject. Mancini and Firpo are going to remain my starting left backs. I would consider, or loan for Rizzo, we should accept that. I would consider replacing Jaden Bogle at right back. going to negotiate this. I'm going to try and get over 10 if I can. I would consider replacing Jaden Bogle at right back, but probably with just buying someone else in and Bogle then dropping to the bench rather than selling Bogle on. I shall ask for 11.9. They might accept. No, they're going to negotiate 8.9. A final offer. Okay, how about just straight up 10? You'll pay 10, won't you? Yes, thank you, Schalke. Looks like Jack Watmore's on his way out. Was a good servant to us. But it's time to throw loyalty out the window. We have to shake things up. I put my faith in this squad last season and it didn't work. I have to shake things up this year. Colin Cooper wants to start this next game and I've just accepted a loan bid for him. I'm going to have to auto-replace a couple of players that aren't able to play. Henriksen coming in for the suspended Perella, although I believe actually he's also on international duty, as is Ziegler, who's on the right-hand side. Suarez Garcia's come in from on the right-hand side of midfield and scored from the penalty spot. Then Tom Davies gets us a second. We're 2-0 up here against Marseille. It would be a great start to the pre-season tournament if we were to get a win and a clean sheet. Sabi with a goal off the bench. Will that sway your decision for the striker role? I'm not sure. And that's just Lewis Baker asking to play. That's fine. We shall have a quick train. Bruce Wood, last player to be trained. But next on the list is Henriksen. He has the potential to be special, apparently. So I'm very intrigued to see how he grows. Another centre-back that could potentially come in and do a job in the position left by Watmore. But obviously, at present, we're looking at 6'7" Bailey. We're looking at 6'7" Bailey to be my secondary backup centre back. So I could throw him up top and try and use him as striker as a lump to hoof it to knock it down. But I think for now, we're certainly just going to use him at centre back. If we can get a win in this second pre-season game, then I'd say that's us through from the group stages. I have used 2.8, I think, of my initial £45 million budget to sign a new scout as well. Another new scout. So I now have 4 decent scouts. Javier Morella's banging in 2 here against River Plate. Now 4 decent scouts. So we will get reports back in time for the end of the transfer window, which will be crucial in making the decision as to who we go for. I do have a couple of players on my shortlist at present. I mentioned at the end of the Tottenham game yesterday that Mere did intrigue me because he was just so good against me. But whether I actually would sign a new goalkeeper or not, I'm currently not sure. And we did mention earlier on in the season that Timothy Weah looked like a potentially good player to sign for striker, but you guys might have other ideas or further ideas. Cooper loaned out, good. Transfer offer for Green. He's a goalkeeper that I would potentially consider selling, yes. I thought initially I might try and train him throughout the season and then try and sell him in January to try and maybe raise some funds in that window. But if they'll give me a decent fee, this is obviously completely unrealistic right now, but I don't know what I could realistically ask for Green. So I genuinely think I might try and train him until January and then garner a little bit more from him if possible. Loan out for Wood, a loan offer for Taylor Mason. That I'm certainly going to accept. Taylor Mason doesn't look like he's going to be that good, to be fair. But he forced my hand last year and was like, I'm going to leave if you don't give me a contract. So I just gave him a contract. We're already guaranteed to go through to the knockout stages of the pre-season tournament. So it looks like we're going to be getting at least some money from the pre-season tournament. And to be fair, the other group didn't look that strong at all. Suarez Garcia scores again from the right-hand side of midfield. It's going to be a difficult decision as to who to start at cam, because Morella's is scoring goals, and we know Suarez Garcia can influence things. Pal, I forgot about him. The Robben regen. Pal went to Borussia Mönchengladbach. Ademola Lookman gets a goal and then is immediately substituted. Castro pulls one back, but we get 3 wins from 3 games in the pre-season tournament. And we're through to the knockouts. Mason's rejected the move. 1.7 million added to my transfer budget thanks to that victory. Like I say, £7.4 million is available via the pre-season tournament if we can win it. So clearly the majority of that money is coming in the knockouts. Betis is the side that we shall play in the semi-finals. An offer for Archie Harrison. Undervalue though, which I shall certainly negotiate. I believe he only has 12 months left on his contract, but I would certainly like upwards of £10 million for him if I can get it. He's only 23 years of age. They'll offer me 7.9 plus a 10% sell-on clause. You guys will have to let me know. Have you ever actually seen any money come back from those sell-on clauses? I've never seen, never received. Not that I've actively used the clauses too much, but I've never had a message to be like, so and so have sold on such and such a player. You've received X amount of money from the sell-on clause in their contract. I've never seen that actually come to fruition. Personally, if you have, then do let me know in the comment section. And if you've got any screenshots, then feel free to tweet me them as well. Ziegler back in the starting lineup. Perella back in the starting lineup. But Ziegler will drop to the bench. Ziegler will drop to the bench as I sign a new right mid and a new striker in this window. That's what I want to do at the beginning of Season 7. I need to shake things up if we're going to make the difference and move further up the table than 8th or 9th. Please don't go out. Oh, we won on penalties. Good. I need the money. I'm going to need every penny I can get. We've got 5 emails. One's a press conference. Don't care about that. We've got 2.6 million. An offer for Green again. I asked for... Well, they're just not going to have the money. I'll keep hold of him until... That's a rejection. I'll keep hold of Green until January, because if we do need to raise some funds, he'll be a decent player to move on for, 13, 14 million to try and raise the extra funds. Harrison sold. He's gone. Now, we are going to get the opportunity to sell either Gerzic or Sabi for a decent fee, and then either Adebola or Uno for a very good fee, to probably come close to doubling what our current transfer budget is. But I need you guys to tell me which player to sell before I'm able to raise that money. And I also need your feedback with regards to players to potentially replace those outgoing people. Javier Morelos has given us a 1-0 lead with 15 minutes to go. We are still in front. Suarez Garcia off the bench from the penalty spot. We win the pre-season tournament and maximise our profit margin from it. We get 3.08 million from that. Another offer for Victor Perella. Again, another rejected offer for Victor Perella. Teams were very interested in him at the end or throughout last season, and he shall continue to be. I can't use that trading regime anymore because he's not. I've sold him. Right then. Do I advance much further, or do I leave it as is for now? Who else have I got on there? I still need to try and sell Isaac Morris. He's going to be a good player to try and raise money from. And Bauman's worth 9.5 as well. If these two can go too, then we could have a really, really decent amount of money at the end of the window. What I'm going to do, let me just quickly train. Who was this? Oh, it was Cooper went out on loan, didn't he? I'll delete that preset. It was Archie Harrison that was the final man in this preset as well. I shall have to alter that too. But for now, we'll continue forward. I don't want to go too far though. The 1st of August is the furthest I'll go. Transfer offer for Gray, transfer offer for Baker. Well, Baker's certainly not being sold. Gray, I have got on the transfer list, and to be honest, I'm just going to accept that and hope that he leaves. But Isaac Morris is worth 15 million. There's a lot of money there to be raised potentially. Thank you. Oh, I thought that was Isaac Morris for some reason. Isaac Morris, we could probably raise upwards of 20 million just from his sale. There's a lot of extra money to be earned through this transfer window, and I am determined to earn it. But what do I do with the money? You need to tell me. Thank you, Hoffenheim. An offer for Morris. We shall negotiate. I don't know what would be a realistic figure for him, to be honest. I shall say 28 and see if they'll go anywhere from there. 17.1. Okay, so it seems Isaac Morris isn't a player I'm going to be able to massively profit from. But if we can get them to come up somewhat, which they certainly have done now, 21.1 is a big jump. Will you give me 23 for Isaac Morris? No. It would... Okay. That's intriguing. They jumped from 16 to 21, but an extra couple they weren't willing. Bournemouth have offered me 10.6 for Bauman. We shall negotiate from there. I'd like to maybe be able to get 13 or 14. I probably could. I'll ask for 15, just because I can't be bothered to adjust the 0.6. They'll offer me 10.6. Okay, that's what you offered me before. Can we maybe go for 14 and a half? Just trying to get the extra little bit of money because I'm going to need it. 12.4, we're getting there. Let's ask for 13.4 and get the deal done, please, Eddie Howe. Opposition managers not willing to spend the extra couple of noughts. I don't want to go much further. Transfer talks broken down with Gray. Another offer for Bauman, this time for Malaga. I shall negotiate again. And then I think that's where we'll end it. We won't quite go into the month of August. Let's propose a new transfer fee. 14.6. Will you come anywhere near that, Malaga? 13.6. I shall accept that. Thank you for being more willing to negotiate. I appreciate that. Right, looks like he's going to go then. All right, I'll go to the 1st of August. Just to see things update. And maybe overalls will go up. A training injury to Uno for 2 months. Well, it looks like it might be the Dennis Adebola that leaves us, or we could wait until January to make that sale. That's the other option. We could wait until January to make the winger sale. And then Gerzic has gone up a rating, as has Ziegler, as has Moreles, as has Ademola Lookman, as has Mancini. Uno's up for 2 months. That's really annoying. Adebola's gone up to 81 now. He's improved as well. Certainly I want to make a striker signing. And Gerzic or Sabi will leave in this window. So we will be able to raise a significant amount more. I currently have £64 million in my... or £65 million in my budget. With players left to sell. With Bauman hopefully leaving. With Morris left to sell as well. Gray doesn't look like he's going to agree contract terms. But then we have Gerzic too that we could sell. Vote and comment. Tomorrow's episode is going to be a big one. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you're subbed. Don't miss this. This season's going to be huge.